FIFA World Cup 2026. 48 nations. 1 trophy. For the first time in history, the FIFA World Cup will feature 48 teams. The tournament will span 3 countries, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, and bring together nations from every corner of the globe. But how did these teams get here? Some qualified with ease. Others survived dramatic playoffs, last-minute goals, and years of preparation. This is the story of the 48 nations that earned their place at the biggest sporting event on Earth. Let's begin in North America. As hosts, the United States, Mexico, and Canada qualified automatically. Mexico returns to the World Cup for the 18th time and will make history by becoming the first nation to host World Cup matches in 3 different tournaments. The United States arrives with one of the youngest and most talented squads in its history, while Canada continues its rise following impressive performances in recent international competitions. Joining the hosts are Costa Rica, Jamaica, Haiti, Panama, and Curaçao. Costa Rica once again proved why they remain one of the strongest football nations in Central America. Jamaica secured qualification through a disciplined and physical campaign that showcased the island's growing football strength. Haiti completed one of the most inspiring qualification stories in the region, earning a place among the world's best after years of rebuilding. Panama continues its golden generation era after first reaching the World Cup in 2018 and now returning to football's grandest stage. Perhaps the biggest surprise is Curaçao. The Caribbean nation completed a historic qualification run, reaching the World Cup for the first time in its history and becoming one of the tournament's great underdog stories. South America. In South America, qualification is always brutal. Every team faces every other team home and away. Only the strongest survive. World champions Argentina led the way once again. With Lionel Messi approaching the final chapter of his legendary career, Argentina enters the tournament looking to defend its crown. Brazil comfortably secured qualification and remains one of the favorites to win the tournament. Uruguay returns behind a talented generation eager to restore the country's rich football tradition. Colombia qualified with consistency and attacking flair. Ecuador continued its rise as one of South America's emerging powers. Paraguay completes the South American contingent after successfully navigating one of the toughest qualification paths in world football. Europe. Europe sends 16 nations to the World Cup. Among them are traditional giants such as England, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, Croatia, and the Netherlands. England qualified after another dominant campaign and hopes to end decades of World Cup heartbreak. France arrives loaded with world-class talent and championship experience. Germany seeks redemption after recent disappointing World Cup performances. Spain continues its youth revolution with one of Europe's most exciting squads. Portugal remains a serious contender, blending veteran leadership with emerging stars. Several nations also produced remarkable qualification stories. Norway returns to the World Cup behind one of the most feared attacking groups in Europe. Austria secured qualification through disciplined performances throughout the campaign. Bosnia and Herzegovina returns to the global stage after years away. Scotland's passionate supporters will once again bring unforgettable energy to the tournament. Czechia returns to the World Cup determined to restore its place among Europe's respected football nations. Built on organisation, discipline, and a proud football tradition dating back decades, the Czech squad battled through a difficult qualification path and once again earned a ticket to football's biggest stage. Switzerland continues one of the most impressive runs of consistency in international football. The Swiss have now become regular World Cup participants, qualifying ahead of several European rivals through tactical discipline, defensive strength, and a reputation for performing under pressure. Sweden returns with one of the richest football histories in Europe. The nation that once reached a World Cup final continues to produce talented players and passionate support. Their qualification campaign showcased resilience and the ability to compete with Europe's elite. Turkey arrives at the World Cup carrying the memories of its historic third-place finish in 2002. A new generation of talented players guided the nation through a challenging European qualification campaign and restored Turkey's place on football's biggest stage. Belgium arrives at the World Cup carrying the expectations of a nation that has spent years among football's elite. While the famous golden generation may be evolving, Belgium continues to produce world-class talent and remains one of Europe's most dangerous teams. The Red Devils qualified through a strong campaign and will once again aim for a deep run on the world's biggest stage. Croatia returns after establishing itself as one of the most remarkable success stories in modern football. A nation of fewer than 4 million people, Croatia has consistently challenged the sport's traditional powers, reaching the 2018 World Cup final and finishing third in 2022. Their latest qualification campaign once again demonstrated the resilience and competitive spirit that have become Croatian trademarks. The Netherlands returns as one of football's most respected nations. Despite never winning the World Cup, the Dutch have reached 3 finals and influenced the game with their famous philosophy of total football. With a blend of experienced veterans and exciting young stars, the Netherlands qualified in impressive fashion and arrives in 2026 hoping to finally capture the trophy that has eluded them for generations. Africa. Africa's representatives reflect the growing strength of the continent. Morocco enters as the continent's standard-bearer after becoming the first African nation to reach a World Cup semi-final. Senegal returns with experience and talent across every position. Egypt once again relies on one of Africa's most accomplished football traditions. Ivory Coast qualified after demonstrating impressive consistency. Algeria, Tunisia, South Africa, DR Congo, and Cape Verde complete Africa's lineup. Cape Verde's qualification is historic. The island nation reaches its first FIFA World Cup and becomes one of the tournament's most fascinating Cinderella stories. DR Congo brings one of Africa's most passionate football cultures back to the World Cup. Known for producing technically gifted players and exciting attacking football, the Congolese squad navigated a highly competitive African qualification campaign to earn a long-awaited return. South Africa returns to the World Cup with ambitions of reigniting the memories of 2010, when the nation hosted Africa's first World Cup. A balanced squad and strong qualification performances helped South Africa secure its place among the continent's representatives. Algeria once again demonstrated why it remains one of Africa's traditional football powers. The Desert Warriors combined experience, attacking quality, and passionate support throughout qualification, earning another opportunity to challenge the world's elite. Tunisia continues its remarkable consistency on the international stage. Frequently among Africa's World Cup representatives, the Eagles of Carthage qualified through disciplined performances and defensive organization, proving once again that they belong among football's global competitors. Asia. Asian football continues to grow. Japan arrives as one of the most respected teams outside Europe and South America. Australia returns with its trademark resilience and determination. Iran remains one of Asia's most consistent World Cup participants. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Iraq, Jordan, and Uzbekistan also qualified. For Jordan and Uzbekistan, qualification marks a historic achievement. Both nations will make their first ever World Cup appearances. Qatar returns after its historic appearance as host nation in 2022. This time, qualification was earned on the field. Backed by years of investment in player development and infrastructure, Qatar continues its mission to establish itself among Asia's football powers. Iraq's qualification represents far more than football. For generations, the national team has provided moments of pride and unity for millions of supporters. Through determination and perseverance, Iraq once again secured its place among the world's best nations. 4 years ago, Saudi Arabia shocked the world by defeating eventual champions Argentina. It was one of the greatest upsets in football history. Now, the Green Falcons return, determined to show that their rise on the world stage is only beginning. Oceania. For the first time in generations, Oceania secured direct qualification. New Zealand claimed the region's place and returns to the World Cup hoping to create memorable moments on football's biggest stage. And now, the stage is set. 48 nations. 6 confederations. 3 host countries. 1 dream. From football's superpowers to first-time qualifiers. From world champions to underdogs. The road to glory begins in North America. Who will write the next chapter of World Cup history? The journey starts now.